Good day everyone, this is Julian Del Rosario presenting my paper for the characterization of silica-based ionogel for potential wastewater application, and I was guided by my thesis advisor, Ma'am Nanette D. Santos. This is a continuation for the study of silica-based ionogel for bacterial adsorption by Omandak Aizo, Claire, and Santos Nanette. Water pollution has been one of the country's prominent problems, and 90% of the sewage in the Philippines are not treated properly, as reported by National Sewage and Septage Management or NSSMT. As we know, water is a breeding ground for microorganisms, and polluted water can cause various diseases such as leptospirosis, malaria, dengue, hepatitis A, E, and typhoid fever. And anyone is susceptible, especially in rural and polluted areas. One of the prominent microbial water contaminant is Escherichia coli, or also known as E. coli. That is a gram-negative bacteria present in the environment, food, intestines of both human and animals. It also has the capability to generate foodborne outbreaks. However, not all E. coli strains are pathogenic that can potentially cause diseases. But there's a certain strain called E. coli 0757H7 that has been found in the intestines of cattle, pigs, deer, and sheep. It has spread in humans in 1982 by consumption of undercooked hamburger, which caused diarrhea for everyone who were able to eat the food with stool in their samples. It could infect humans through exposures by drinking, washing, showering, or swimming. Synthetic 3D gel has the capability to absorb water contaminants such as heavy metals and microorganisms. Ionogel is a 3D gel made up of ionic liquid and a polymer matrix, such as silica. From the previous study, the silica-based ionogel has been formulated using a one-step sol-gel method, with a precursor and the solvent and water to perform hydrolysis and condensation that would further form the sol. And after an hour or a specific time for aging and drying, the solution would gelate for the gelation that would further form the silica-based ionogel. Applications of silica-based ionogel are as follows. It could be a supercapacitor, sensors, and lithium-ion batteries due to its efficient conductivity, and it can also absorb heavy metals and dye, and for biomedical applications it could be applied as wound dressing for its antimicrobial property. Characterization of the silica-based ionogel is essential since the overall structure of the gel defines its capability and efficacy during the adsorption process. For this study, the characterization processes involves UV spectroscopy to measure the adsorption capacity of the gel, FTIR analysis to check the organic chemistry of the gel, field emission scanning electron microscopy for the surface analysis of the gel, and thermogravimetric analysis for the thermal stability of the gel. From the previous study, the UV spectroscopy showed a decrease in the adsorbance of E. coli. It may be caused by poor gel formulation or minimal pore formation, lack of aging or drying, lack of ionic liquid, or also caused by cell lysis. In this study, we aim to characterize the previously formulated silica-based ionogel and to confirm its efficacy in E. coli adsorption by investigating the interaction between the ionogel and the bacteria. This study has been conducted to ensure the stability of the formulated silica-based ionogel towards microbial adsorption and to further advance the knowledge of silica-based ionogel as a capable adsorbent for water treatment in order to provide clean and safe water for the community. For this study, the experimentation process involves the sample sourcing, followed by the formulation of the silica-based ionogel, then the bacterial culture, followed by bacterial adsorption test, and then surface analysis of the gel, followed by the thermal analysis, and lastly, interaction analysis of the ionogel with the bacterial strain. For this study, we will only focus on the surface analysis, thermal analysis, and interaction analysis. The surface analysis of the gel has been done through field emission scanning electron microscopy or FESEM that has been carried out by NASA Labs Corporation, where the samples are observed under 5 kV accelerating voltage and a 100 kx magnification level. The thermal analysis has been done through thermogravimetric analysis or TGA that was also carried out by NASA Labs Corporation, where the heating rate of 20 degrees Celsius per minute were done in the temperature range of 30 degrees Celsius to 800 degrees Celsius using nitrogen gas. For the interaction analysis of the ionogel with the bacterial strain, it was carried out through FTIR spectroscopy and FESEM. For FTIR, we followed 4,000 to 500 reciprocal centimeters for 3 scans. A control ionogel and gel with bacterial contaminants were investigated for comparison. The physical characteristics of the gel were observed and measured before and after drying, where the calculated bulk density was found to be 0.2746 grams per cubic centimeter and the volume shrinkage of 10% and the percent porosity of 88.75%. The percent porosity would give us an idea of how the gel is capable of adsorption through its porous surface. After drying, the silica-based ionogel shrunk by 10% with evident cracks on the surface that was due to the capillary tension within the pore walls. For the surface analysis of the gel, here we can see the pores of the ionogel from FESEM imaging and the sizes of the closed pores that varies from 17 nm, 50 nm to 200 nm. In Figure A, we can see that the pores of the gel are open and continuous in its channel. Based on IUPAC's definition, open pores is a continuous network of channel to its neighboring pores, and closed pores are isolated block pores due to the excess ionic liquid. The thermal analysis of the gel has been carried out through thermogravimetric analysis. Here at 100 degrees Celsius, the gel loses weight from evaporation of excess liquids such as water and alcohol. And at 253 degrees Celsius, the decomposition of 1-hexyl-3-methyl imidazolium chloride or the ionic liquid occurs that was evident through the peaks found here at 230 degrees Celsius to 280 degrees Celsius. And the gel has completely depreciated at 500 degrees Celsius, where the silica matrix ensured the protection of the ionic liquid. The FTIR analysis showed the following peaks on the ionogel. At 3,400 to 3,700 reciprocal centimeters, here the OH group are overlapping with water from SiOH group. The IL is found at 1,600 to 1,750 reciprocal centimeters, and the asymmetric siloxane bonds are located at 1030 to 1,100 reciprocal centimeters, and the symmetric siloxane bonds are also found at 800 to 910 reciprocal centimeters. This is the result for the control ionogel. The gel soaked in the nutrient broth also exhibited the same peaks in percent transmittance through the FTIR analysis. For the gel that has been submerged in the bacterial solution, we can see that the IL is still present at the same peak and both siloxane bonds are present in their same peaks. However, the percent transmittance of the asymmetric siloxane bond became a bit stronger, unlike in the control gel and the gel that has been submerged in the nutrient broth. And minimal peaks of E. coli ATCC25922 are present at 1401 to 1583 reciprocal centimeters and 2850 to 2958 reciprocal centimeters. Due to the minimal peaks of the E. coli, the gel might have absorbed little to no E. coli or cell lysis took place. However, the stronger peak of the asymmetric siloxane bonds showed that there has been an excitement towards its polarization. For the surface analysis of the gel that has been submerged in the bacterial solution, here we can see the E. coli as the rod-like structure adhered on the surface of the gel, and there are also E. coli debris present on other areas of the gel. The cell lysis occurred through the electrostatic interaction of the gel with the E. coli. As we know, E. coli is a gram-negative bacteria that has been attracted to the cation present in the ionic liquid. And the polymerized section of the ionic liquid was able to rearrange and proliferated on the membrane that caused leakage and disruption on the bacteria. The minimal peaks of E. coli from the FTIR analysis was due to the occurrence of cell lysis. Increase in the peak of asymmetric siloxane bonds confirmed the electrostatic interaction of silica-based ion gel with E. coli. And the decrease of the UV-Vis result was due to the adherence of E. coli and some of its debris spread all over the gel that caused blockage. The characterization of a previously formulated silica-based ionogel was carried out through FTIR, FESEM, and TGA analysis, where the gel exhibited 88.75% porosity, and its surface morphology showed both open and closed pores with an abundance of the open network channel. The gel was thermally stable and completely depreciated in TGA at 500 degrees Celsius. The FTIR also revealed the electrostatic interaction of the ionogel with the bacteria through the attraction of the cation and anionic lipid bilayer. Cell lysis also occurred and disrupted the bacteria, and the gel was an effective adsorbing material for water treatment. For future researchers, they are advised to explore the various aging and drying periods to minimize the occurring moisture on the gel, and to check the pH level of the gel that may also contributed to the cell lysis of the bacteria, and to explore a different type of ionic liquid with a higher minimum inhibitory concentration to avoid cell lysis. It is also recommended to determine the concentration of the bacteria to be able to calculate the adsorption capacity of the silica-based ionogel as well as the percent adsorption. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope we continue the advancement of silica-based ionogel for wastewater treatment.